Hey everyone, it's Blaze from Blazing on Board, and today I got something a little bit different than usual. Instead of like showing one of my like miniature painting projects, like like terrain making or whatever, I decided to show you how I'm building a spray booth, or like it's rather airbrush booth, because honestly, with all sorts of things I'm doing in here, and with UK weather we got in here, it's mostly raining or it's gray, windy, and so on. So sometimes when you want to spray something outside, even it's not really great because it's too much moisture in the air. It is too windy and so on, so it's not very comfortable. Not mentioning it's just not really nice for me just to grab a few things from here, go downstairs, go outside, and bring everything back in here. So I figure out that it's really good thing to have spray booth in my little studio in here. So I want to do that for some time, and about, let's say, a month ago, a little bit over a month ago, my wonderful girlfriend decided to, just from nowhere, she bought a airbrush with like all accessories and everything for me, because she knew that I wanted to have airbrush, and I had this one of those portable ones just to learn how to use airbrush and how to clean it and so on, just not break the expensive one. And she saw that I had problems with the little one because it wasn't enough for me anymore. So she was like, she, I'm just gonna buy it. And she bought it for me out of surprise. She just totally surprised me about that. So that was the time when I was like, actually, since now I got a proper airbrush, let's just build myself a proper airbrush station. So, let's just do it. And today I'm going to show you how am I doing that. So let's get to it. So, first things first, I'm going to show you what I prepared for the whole project. Well, the most important part is place in the studio. Like this is my like little corner in this room. And at first I wanted to use one of these like spaces on the racks to have a spray with, but I just thought like, like it's not enough space and I can use it for just storage, so that's not great. So for that I got this table. It's 60 centimeters wide and 100 centimeters, so 1 meter long. And for that I decided to find a storage box, which is one of these. And this was literally 15 pounds each, so I got two of them, of course, because I love storage boxes. I have no idea why, I just love them. So I got two of them. One of them is going to be my spray booth. So one storage box without lid, just to put it in there and prepare it to become a airbrush station. So second thing is, of course, is airbrush itself. This is the thing, and it's one of the good ones. That is not like the most professional ones, but it's also like really easy to use and really good ones as well. Iwata is apparently doing amazing airbrushes for all sorts of needs, and for amateurs like me, apparently this one is really good one. So airbrush and hose for the airbrush, and as you can see in here inside, like let me take it out. Well, you can see inside what there is. That is the, how's it called, the pump, basically for airbrush to pump air inside this little beauty. So that's airbrush that my girlfriend bought me, and it's absolutely amazing. I'm still loving it. I didn't use it yet, but I'm loving it already. So for other things I bought a rotary thingy for airbrushing, and this is some people might know what that is. It's like a it's not a foam, it's like a filling, like a wool thing that comes with Hello Fresh boxes with like things like food inside the box, and this is like a safety thing for like a isolation, whatever. So I got one of these for myself right now because I'm going to make a filter from that for a air pump that's going to take out air with fumes and paint and whatever, anything that I don't want to breathe in. So that's going to be a filter, and filter is going to be a part of this, which is a pump, a ventilation pump. I really needed one that is quite powerful, and it can be connected with socket because I'm not good with electronic stuff, electronic stuff, so I just didn't want to like be bothered with wires, so I just wanted to buy something like got socket I can just plug in to the wall and it's just gonna work. For that I also got like PVC hose that will go out of the window, so I'm gonna have one 2.5 meters hose. And the last thing that is more like an accessory for all of my airbrush is how's it called, a ultrasonic cleaner. Many people use those for like cleaning jewelry, glasses, all sorts of things, and for that also I can use this as an airbrush cleaner, like pull my airbrush once in a while and clean it properly from old paint and all other stuff. Also, because as you can see, the box is actually quite large. I probably could fit whole body in here. Like I'm not trying to kill anyone, but I could fit in there, and it's quite large. So a part of airbrush itself, I'm trying to put my hot glue gun in here, which also produces some fumes while using it. I'm going to put in there my foam cutter thingy. It's a little thing, but also when you got foam to cut, it's going to produce some foam, so airbrush station like this is going to be great. And rotary tool that I got in here also produce some fumes, or more like a dust, but it also helps to have like a extraction with like a booth with extraction. And also my little Hobbit lamp, as you can see, with little magnifying. So basically that's what I try to fit all in here in that little space, because it is not a lot of space in here, but I'm gonna try to make it work somehow. So let's get to work. Okie dokie. So because spray booth or airbrush booth, or however you're going to call it, is basically a box, good sturdy box with ventilation. Let's mount ventilation first. So I unpacked my my ventilator extraction device, whatever you're gonna call it. Already tested, it works quite nicely and it's quite powerful, to be honest. I think it might be a little bit too powerful for my needs, but you know, it's always better to have a little bit more power than less, because you're gonna have to buy another one. So I'm gonna have to mark the position of extraction fan to make a nice hole. I'm gonna connect my booth with extraction fan from outside, and then I will be able to properly mount it by using screws. Maybe we'll see how it goes. I didn't figure it out yet, but we'll see. The hole I'm gonna make very simply using a little drill, and that's it. Let's get to it. As you can see in here, I'm not trying to be very precise about how I drill my holes. The most important part is that the hole itself is going to be just slightly smaller than the diameter of the fan. Mostly because, as you can see in here, I am sanding it down to the right size, so the fan is going to be really tight fit. In that case, I will not need to further mount it on the box, it's just gonna be fitting nicely in the hole. And again, the filter as well is just the size of the hole, mostly because I will screw it with simple screws just to have very easy removal when it's already stuffed. Very quick mounting of extraction tube and we're ready. Alright, so this time when we got ventilation, basically whole booth with ventilation, you can see how big that is. That's really quite nice workspace, and that's why I wanted to have this much room, because I really didn't feel like it's gonna be comfortable to have something smaller and bump my elbows to the walls of the box. And basically I just want to feel comfortable in here, so you know, big box. It was just 15 pounds, so it's a bargain. It's just like a no-brainer for me. Just big box, very comfortable, spacey workplace. As you can see, we got a filter, we got everything prepared, we got our ventilation system behind it, we got extraction outside, so it's time to equip it. First, I'm just going to put in my main pieces for working station, which is rotary table with anti-slip mat, to see how much space I'm going to have further. Now, while I'm installing the whole airbrush kit, I already can see that there's a lot of space inside and gonna be really comfortable for me to use that station. For my foam cutter, I'm using just simple 1 pound brackets to let it hang there and cool down when I'm not using it. My ultrasonic cleaner also goes inside the box, mostly because whatever I'm gonna take out is going to be wet and I just don't want to stain carpet or anything, and if I spill anything it's also gonna stay in the box. And the last thing I'm mounting in there is brackets for resting my airbrush. Later on I will just add some foam padding to not scratch the metal surface of the airbrush itself. And there we have it. It took me, with all materials gathered and like everything prepared, it took me like around hour and a half to assemble everything. And it's I must be honest with you, when I was thinking about building my own station for airbrush, before even I got proper airbrush, I was thinking about building it. I thought, why should I bother? Like, I could just buy proper airbrush station, airbrush booth, spray booth, how they call it, and it's gonna be like just 60 quid. It's just it's considerable, because it's not a fortune, and you're gonna have specially designed equipment for your needs. And when I actually saw how, maybe not tiny, but how not very advanced these things are, basically it's just a box with ventilation, I was like, why shouldn't I do it, and do it the way that I want to have it? It will not just be like mass-produced thing, it's just exactly the specification I want. And I was thinking that maybe it's gonna be too much money to spend on what I could just go for a compromise and buy something for 60 quid and not bother with anything, and have something that maybe it's not ideal but works, instead of maybe spending, let's say, £200 on something that is ideal for me, but then it's £200 and it's £140 more than the pre-made one that still works, and I can spend that £140 for something different than building materials. But actually the happening's not that bad. The most expensive part in all of that was the extraction, because it was around £34 from Amazon. Like, this cleaner was also around 30 something, and I do not really need it. Something that I wanted to have, because of other things as well, not only about airbrush, but the cleaner is just addition. The lamp was like £5 on Marketplace, on Facebook Marketplace. Probably you can get one of those for 10-15 quid from eBay or somewhere. It's like really, really basic stuff. And the light is really nice, it's very bright, but it's still like a small hobby lamp, and it's nothing really extensive about that. Those little brackets with screws, it's literally just a few pounds in B&Q. And this thing is just, I took it from somewhere, I cannot remember, it's just a piece of something else. So basically, if you're gonna like get together all basic costs, this box was £15, extraction £34, and brackets, let's say £5 with screws and everything. Basically 15, 35 plus another 5, let's say it's 45-50 pounds all overall in total, and it's less than pre-made spray booth, and and it's exactly the specifications I wanted, because it's big, I got plenty of space to work in here, and I got everything I need inside. The one problem that I came up with in here is that when I turn on this device, which is a compressor for my airbrush, right? And I'm gonna try to use airbrush. Everything vibrates inside, which is not ideal at all. So basically, what I'm gonna have to do right now, I will just take this outside of the booth, put it somewhere on the bottom. We'll see in a moment, somewhere like outside of the box, off the table in the first place, and outside the box. And then this problem gonna be solved. It means that I will still have a lot more space inside. I just wanted to have it in here because I can just flip the switch anytime I want. It's just like next to my hand, and there's absolutely no problem to reach out to other place. The other thing that I got in here, instead of all of that you can see, is also my glue gun. I took it outside because it's really simple, and as you can see there's no switch on and off, so it switches on when I plug it in the cord, when I'm gonna plug it in the electric cord. So it's the time when it switches on, and then I can use it, so I don't need it inside. And also my rotary tool in here is also outside because I just like to keep it with accessories, so maybe I'm just gonna put that inside in the place where my compressor is. But other than that, as you can see, everything is in this nice concealed space. And this is my main workstation where I paint miniatures and like do other crafty things, and it's not really in the way. Sure, sometimes maybe I'm gonna bump my elbow against it, but with in the limited space I have in here, and I really like to have everything in the reach of my hand, I find it to be like really good compromise. And even if I'm gonna have some space, even if I'm gonna have some space issues, this is movable, so I can like push it outside, maybe move the whole table away if I will see that I do not have a lot of space in here. So, well, basically this is it. This is around 50 pounds spray wood. That is exactly the way I want it. It took me an hour and a half to build it. Obviously I had to gather all things before that, but still, hour and a half of assembling everything, and it is beautiful. It is basic, it's not some super space science great, but it will do the job. Thank you for watching the video, and I hope to see you soon with more exciting stuff that I'm doing in here, hopefully with my new airbrush. See ya!